It's time for state high school championship football on the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network.
This is what they all battle for, what they fight for, they go through the pain for.
3, 38, Let's go live to the stadium for all of the exciting play-by-play action.
For a team named Marion local, statewide attention is nothing new. 4 times in this young century, the squad from Mercer County has hoisted the trophy at the end of the season. Meanwhile, the folks from Crawford County have been the bridesmaid just one time, and that was 16 years ago. And Buckeye Central is ready to grab the hardware. It's a top dog from the MAC hooking up with the North Central Conference as the Flyers of Marion local take on the Bucks of Buckeye Central in the D6 State Championship game. Welcome to the OHSAA Radio Network. I'm Randy Rhinehart, and I'll be painting the pictures from here in Canton for this contest today and later on tonight in the D1 Championship game as well, too. Alongside is my broadcast partner, AJ Trapasso. And AJ, they may play in the smallest school division, but it doesn't make this game any less rewarding or exciting, does it?
No, this is an amazing atmosphere. First of all, a great weather day for football here in Canton, Ohio. You've got the perennial powerhouses out of the MAC represented once again, and the newcomers in the North Central Conference with the New Washington Buckeye Central. So it should be a great day.
I don't want to say anything about him being a celeb, but already AJ Trapasso has the sunglasses on here at Fawcett Stadium. It is that bright here already on this Saturday morning. Already we have crowned 3 state champions in Division 5, Kirtland, King of the Hill. In Division 3, Cardinal Mooney. And in Division 2, Trotwood Madison getting the nod in that game last night. Who will be next in Division 6? We'll find out in mere moments. When we come back, we'll talk about both of these teams. But first, we will pause for these messages. Let's pause for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Hey sports fans, did you know that low-fat chocolate milk is the perfect way to fuel up for any kind of fun and games? Chocolate milk is the official beverage of the Ohio High School Athletic Association because eating healthy foods like low-fat chocolate milk and staying active will help you feel your best and keep you at the top of your game. Be sure to fuel up with chocolate milk because it tastes great and provides the same 9 essential nutrients found in white milk. Visit drink-milk.com to get facts on chocolate milk.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, where agents graze in the fields of excellence. And this is a pop quiz. True or false? The best way to protect something new is to cover it with space-age plastic wrap. False. With Farmers' New Car Pledge, you can receive the replacement value if your new car is totaled in the first 2 years. If you said true, unwrap your couches, then call a Farmers agent.
We are insurance.
We are Farmers.
Restrictions apply. Not available in all states. Call a Farmers agent for details on all of our auto coverage options. Find your local agent at farmers.com.
You're listening to the State Football Championships on the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network.
And welcome back to Fawcett Stadium here in Canton for the D6 State Championship game between Buckeye Central and Marion Local. I'm Randy Rhinehart alongside AJ Trapasso. Glad to have you aboard. A busy day of football action awaits us here in Canton. 2 of the 3 state championship games will be played here at Fawcett Stadium. To the matter at hand, though, let's talk about these 2 squads, AJ. And you look at Buckeye Central. Here's a team coached by Jason Ratliff, year number 4, 12-2 on the campaign. This squad has done a fabulous job. And you look at the offense, yes, they have put up the numbers. 165 yards rushing, 188.9 passing, over 350 yards in total offense. And the focal point of the team on offense for Buckeye Central has to be their quarterback, Tyler Irwin, who's an all-stater.
Yeah, Tyler Irwin, a very impressive senior player, 6'4", 200 pounds. You know, he throws the ball, he spreads it out well. He's an impressive player, first team All-Ohio. Doesn't rush the ball very well, 79 attempts for only 51 yards, but very effective passer.
Strong arm, great athlete. He will earn, are you ready, 12 letters at Buckeye Central by the time it's all said and done. Also plays shortstop and is a pitcher on the baseball team. How many letters did you earn in your high school career?
I believe I have 9.
9, okay.
I think so.
And you're done with that now?
Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm way wrong. I think I only have like 6.
Really?
Yeah, well, I graduated early, so I didn't play baseball. So.
All right, time to go back to school apparently for you.
Yeah, I got some makeup work.
On the defensive side of things for the squad from Buckeye Central, you look at Bryce Collins, another all-stater at D-tackle. Here's a guy that has 69 solos and 31 assists on the season for the squad.
Yeah, this is an impressive defense, and they're going to have their hands full today with the Flyers out of the MAC. A lot of speed, you know, big boys up front. So they've got their hands full, but they've got the core group of guys to take care of it.
You talked about Marion local. Let us look at the squad from Maria Stein, the Flyers, the blue and gold out of the MAC, and you mentioned mentioned it. It seems like every time you blink, there's a team from the MAC in a state championship game. Tim Goodwin is a guy that has been so strong. 13 years as the head coach. The school's first championship actually came his second year as head coach, so he has won 4 state championships during his tenure. And when you talk about their offense, I think you start with Jake Heitkamp, the tailback. He was also first team All-Ohio.
Yeah, this is a team coached by Tim Goodwin, 139 wins in 13 seasons. He's used to being in this spot. They're used to being on this stage. This is another chance for them to showcase guys like Jake Heitkamp, rushing for over 1,700 yards this year, 28 touchdowns on the ground, 1 receiving touchdown, and as you said, first team Ohio player.
And their quarterback is just a sophomore, Adam Bertkey, who started the season at 6'3". He's now 6'4", 180 pounds. He's passed for nearly 2,000 yards and 21 touchdowns. And you look at the defense, and their coordinator, by the way, is Danny Koenig. They got a 3-4 set. They have a guy in their linebacking slot who is second team All-Ohio. That is Justin Ridgeling.
Yeah, good-sized kid, 6'1", 215-pound senior, 131 tackles on the season, and a couple of fumble recoveries to go with it. He's the leader out there. He'll be calling the plays.
The interesting point is when you talk to Coach Goodwin and assistant coach Koenig, they'll say, I'm not sure what we were thinking. Justin was a JV player last year. How do you go from a JV player one season to being second team All-Ohio and the emotional leader of the team?
It's this transition. You fit in where you're needed for the team. The coaching staff has done a great job putting him in where he's most effective, and in that interior linebacker spot seems to be his bread and butter.
So that's the matchup between Buckeye Central and Marion Local. Should be a great one on a gorgeous day here in Canton. Kickoff just a few minutes away. Let's pause now for these messages from your local station. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association is a voluntary, nonprofit association of more than 830 public and private high schools and approximately 850 7th and 8th grade schools.
Member schools vote on rules and regulations pertaining to eligibility, scholarship, and many other issues.
Sometimes we have to make tough decisions to enforce the rules, but that's just part of all the things the OHSAA does to make sure Ohio school sports are fair, safe, and fun for everyone.
Hi, I'm Gavin DeGraw for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. In less time than it takes to play your favorite tune, someone will be killed or injured in an alcohol-related crash. If you party, plan ahead. Designate before you celebrate. Sad stories make great songs, but happy endings make better lives. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Dustin Fox. Now, I had a lot of thrills playing football in college and in the pros, but none compared to the excitement of playing high school football. I'll never forget the pep rallies, the bus rides, and playing our rivals before a packed house. Now, for most kids, high school will be the last opportunity to play organized sports, but the lessons learned will last a lifetime. So support high school sports, which helps student athletes become the best they can be on and off the field.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
You remember that ball game we went to a couple years ago?
Sure.
And how you didn't have enough cash for 2 hot dogs, so you walked with me on your shoulders until we found an ATM? And then when we got back to our seats, we never saw the hot dog guy again.
Well, I don't remember all that.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
You never know which moments will be the ones they'll remember forever. So take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Fans, you can find a knowledgeable local farmer's agent at farmers.com. We are insurance, bump, bump, bump. We are farmers. Welcome back to Fawcett Stadium in Canton, getting ready for the showdown in the D6 championship game between Marion Local and Buckeye Central. Already, Kirtland, Cardinal Mooney, and Trotwood Madison crowned as champs in divisions 5, 3, and 2, respectively. All right, time now to talk keys to victory in this contest. First of all, if you're Jason Ratliff from Buckeye Central, your Bucks are 12-2. What do you have to do to come out on top in this one?
Well, the obvious one is stopping or trying to contain Jake Heitkamp. He's the MAC Player of the Year, first team All-Ohio. Then you take a look outside, and you've got these explosive receivers in Purin and Toby. And they've combined for over 1,500 yards receiving this year. Earlier in the week, Coach Ratliff was saying, you know, we just got to try and control or contain their speed. I mean, they're very fast. They've got athletes on both sides of the ball, so they've got their hands full here today.
And the irony, too, we're talking D6, obviously, but there are 10 seniors on that squad that have led the team, AJ, and there's only 36 kids on the squad altogether. Amazing numbers and true dedication from those student athletes as well.
Absolutely. You know, when you can keep a core group of guys together, you're definitely going to be successful.
On the other side, you look at Marion local, coached by Tim Goodwin, 13th year, 4 state championships already for him as head coach in 2000, in 01. 06 and 07. Runner-ups, by the way, as well, too, in 03. And keys to victory for the Flyers. What do they have to do to come out on top?
Coach Goodwin has made note of the size of the O-line for the Bucks. You know, he said they're big guys, trying to contain their playmakers of Stein and Painter, and trying to stop the run of Michael Adkins. He also says that they want to get off to a fast start, get some points on the board, and make the Buckeye Central team have to respond by putting points on the board themselves.
Well, it should be a lot of fun when you look at this. The Buckeye Central team is going to face a Marion local squad that lost a lot of players from last year's team, so they were inexperienced to start the campaign. The D had more starters back than the offense, and I asked Coach Goodwin who's going to make the talk before the game. He said, I'm not going to say anything. It's up to the seniors to talk to the other members of the squad. They had a tough loss to Lima Shawnee in week number 1 that showed them that their offense had to improve, and their wins over Minster and Anna in weeks 4 and 5 showed them that the team had moved up to a higher level. Anytime you take on that attack from the MAC, you know you have to be good, and I think we've seen that from the Flyers throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. The Flyers have dealt with adversity, and like I said yesterday, it's nice to have that on your resume. You know, you never want to lose games, but it teaches you, all right, we know what that feels like, we know where we've been, and we know what we can be, so they feel like they can come out here and be competitive today.
Welcome back to Fawcett Stadium for the pregame show in just a moment, but right now we're going to take a break for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk.
Proud to stand on our own, proud to be homegrown, a familiar face and a name you know. Come on, we know you, we know your needs, we know what being a neighbor means. Can you hear it? Fueling the American spirit. No matter when, no matter where, Marathon will take you there.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
I'm Professor Burke from the University of Farmers, where we whittle agents' intellects into pointy, sharp utensils, and this is a pop quiz. What is the best way to save on insurance if you own a car and a house? Should you A, sit down with a farmer's agent to combine your policies into a delightful savings sandwich, or B, keep separate policies? The answer? A, talk to us and pass the mayo.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call a farmer's agent to see how you can save on auto and home insurance. Find your local agent at farmers.com.
You're listening to the State Football Championships on the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network.
Fans, proud sponsor of the 2011 OHSAA Championships. East Bay, the leading world supplier of athletic footwear, apparel, and sports equipment, congratulates all state qualifying teams and athletes and welcomes you to this year's championship games. To find exclusive deals on the largest selection of athletic apparel and equipment from the leading brands, visit eastbay.com/OHSAA. Let's pause now for 15 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by Chocolate Milk. And welcome back to Fawcett Stadium. Just about ready for the national anthem to be performed today by the Buckeye Central Marching Show Band. They are the home team and home band, if you will, in this contest. They mentioned 3 champs already crowned. You know, we talked about a number of players, AJ, already in this open. One guy that you kind of alluded to, but maybe we should talk a little bit more about for Buckeye Central is the wide receiver, Justin Hernstein, who actually plays both ways, as do many guys in Division 6. Some even try to drive the bus if they can. 6'3", 175, and a senior, 55 catches, over 1,100 yards, a 3-year starter, great hands. Center fielder on the baseball team, a guy that can really do it all once he touches it.
Yeah, one of the notes on him is his long of 71-yard reception this year, which is very impressive and just goes to show that Hernstein's got the ability to break the big play at any point in this game.
And Justin Hernstein has also carried the ball one time for 29 yards. A big win when you look at it for Buckeye Central. Well, the Bucks had a big win last week over Western Reserve. 4th and 2 at the Buckeye Central 19 with 29 seconds left. And Thomas Capel knocked down the ball to preserve a win. You know, there was some contemplation, should Western Reserve have gone for the field goal? Well, you're looking at, my goodness, a very long field goal in that situation, probably about a 46-yarder, and that's not an easy kick to make, and so they opted to go for it and try to keep the drive alive, but they came up short thanks to the strong play by Capel, who starts not only as tight end, but also sees plenty of time, too, as outside linebacker for this squad, too. Reads the formations very well. For Marion Local, you look at their offensive line and you see some decent size, but it looks on paper like it's the speed of Marion Local against the size of the squad from Buckeye Central. Is that how it shakes out, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you look up front for Marion Local, you don't see anybody over 250 pounds. Matter of fact, their biggest player on their offensive line is Greg Hartke at 225 pounds. They're not going to blow you away with size, and so they've developed and been able to use the speed to beat you in other ways, not just pounding the rock.
And we just had the coin toss a couple minutes ago. Marion Local won the toss and received, and they'll be going from right to left in this contest. And as we speak, the crowd a little excited from Marion Local because their team now enters the field in their blue and gold is their colors, but white jerseys, gold pants trimmed with blue numerals and gold helmets, and they've come out onto the field. And now near side, here come the Bucks of Buckeye Central. They list their colors as red and gray. Now, if you're the Bucks and you're Buckeye Central, wouldn't you list it as scarlet and gray, do you think?
You would think so. You would think.
As a guy that went to a school called The Ohio State University, does it bring back any memories to see those colors out there?
It does. I like that they're using the same number design that we had on our older jerseys, but it's got to be fun for these guys. They're playing at the highest level in Division VI, and they're going for all the marbles right now, so a very exciting day for these young men.
And did you note down in the stands on the Buckeye Central side what they had about 4 rows deep?
They've got a scarlet, well, a red and silver reindeer.
Duct tape.
Reindeer. Eating a flyer plane.
Only in high school sports, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to have you aboard for the state championship game. And in a moment, we'll take a look at the starting lineups in this contest. And again, we told you that Marion Local will receive. And the starting lineups are brought to you by Farmers. We are insurance. We are farmers. And the Flyers come in with a mark of 12-2, identical mark on the campaign for both of these squads. And time now to be entertained by the Buckeye Central Marching Show Band, 76 on the field. The band director, Carla Neese, in her 11th year. Here now, as we honor America, is our national anthem. Buckeye Central Marching Band. Carla Neese, by the way, was in a car accident, was life-flighted, had 4 hours of surgery. So the band announcer, Kate Lee Richland, has been filling in for her much of the season, and a big tip of the cap to Katie for doing that. The major ed advisor, by the way, is Jennifer Beckman. Their halftime show is Animal, Separate Ways, by the way, by Journey, and they have a feature for the drum cadence and dance. They performed at the Edison Band Show this year, hosted by Dick Goddard of TV8. The band would like to thank those that made their coupon book sale such a huge success, and you can contact the school for more information about the band. We'll take a break, and the kickoff is just around the corner. AJ, are you pumped?
I'm excited.
All right, we'll do it together. Help me with this. Let's pause now for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. You're listening to the OHSAA Radio Network, brought to you by
Chocolate Milk.
College football's only two-time Heisman Trophy winner, Ohio State's Archie Griffin, on educational athletics.
High school sports are about so much more than wins and losses. Interscholastic athletics are an extension of the classroom and teach life lessons that truly completes a young person's education. Interscholastic athletics help give young men and women the tools they need to be successful in the biggest game of all, the game of life.
A message from the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
You're listening to the State Football Championships on the Ohio High School Athletic Association Radio Network.
Fan Sports Time Ohio is your television home for the OHSAA Championships. Visit STOHD.com for a complete program schedule. Sports Time Ohio, fans for life. Welcome back to Fawcett Stadium here in Canton, Ohio for the Division 6 state championship game between Buckeye Central and Marion Local. We mentioned, too, that Marion Local won the toss, and they will receive. So here's the offensive lineup for them. Interior line left to right from left tackle on Jason Brunswick, Kyle Mesher, Greg Hartke, the first-team All-Stater, Justin Ridgeling, and Nate Wendell. The tight end is Kellen Guttemiller. The wide receiver is Dylan Toby. Quarterback, Adam Bertkey, 6'4", 180, and a sophomore. The fullback is Logan Elbers. Tailback, the aforementioned All-Stater, and Jake Heitkamp, 301 carries, 1,763 yards. And the flanker is Lee Perrin. The offensive coordinator is the head coach, Tim Goodwin. They like to use that pro eye a lot of times. They can give the ball to their best back deep in the backfield. On the other side, the defensive lineup for the squad. Though opposing for Buckeye Central looks like this. Up front, it is Jacob Zeider, Bryce Collins, Sean Kissel, and Jordan Wright. Adam Painter, Michael Adkins, Bryce Christie, and Thomas Capel are the linebackers. In the secondary, the cornerbacks are Tyler Irwin, who's also the quarterback, Cameron Jones, and the safety is Justin Hernstein. Again, the D coordinator for them is Terry Oswald with that 44 base set. All right, early on, AJ, what are you watching for in this contest?
Well, Tim Goodwin already said for Marion Local they want to get off to a fast start, so you might see some high flying, some speed out there for the Marion Local offense. And for Buckeye Central, it's just let's go out and contain this speed. Let's put our mark on this state championship game and get right into it and be physical.
Gorgeous weather conditions. Wonderful blue skies, not the overcast conditions we had yesterday for the first set of 3 contests, and looking forward to great weather all day, and not what we had last year on a Saturday when by the time we got to the D1 state championship game, we saw snow in the second quarter. Again, Randy, not much wind out here either. On the field level, it looks pretty calm. So let's see if that's something for the kickers to think about. Interesting, back as the deepest man to return this kick is a freshman in J.C. Guttermiller. He's standing back at his own 13-yard line as we get ready to tee this puppy up and get underway for the start to this D6 state championship game. Dustin Snyder, who is the punter, also kicks off. The place kicker for Buckeye Central is Adam Painter. Buckeye Central ready to kick it off, going from left to right. Crowds on both sides on their feet. This is what high school athletics is all about here in the state of Ohio. A chance to play for the ultimate prize, just a stone's throw away from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You can look over your shoulder and see that and see the legends. We had one on the program yesterday in Jack Youngblood. And who knows, maybe one of these student athletes somewhere down the road in a few years will also call Canton his home as well, too, in this cradle of football in Stark County where they love their sports so dearly and where soon they will share the state championships, AJ, along with the folks down in Franklin County. Yeah, it's exciting to get that state championship back at Ohio Stadium. That'll be a lot of fun when that happens.